Hi, my name is Amy Sherman, and for the interview reflection assignment, I chose to interview a fellow basketball and football mom, and she's a mental health professional. She works with perinatal and postpartum clients in the mental health profession. Her name is Leslie Binford. She is an assistant professor for graduate nursing program, mental health nurse practitioner track. She is also a part time, once a week nurse practitioner for medication management as well. She received her Bachelor's of Science in Nursing from the University of Tennessee in Knoxville, Tennessee. She then went to Vanderbilt University to obtain her Master's of Science in Nursing, and then she got her Doctorate of Nursing Practice at Belmont in Nashville, Tennessee as well. So some of her job duties include coordinating psychiatric nurse practitioner concentration for the graduate nursing program. Again, she also once a week works for a separate practice as a medication management nurse practitioner, and that is for the postpartum perinatal clients. She said that as far as trying to be able to be the professor, the assistant professor, she's required to practice as a nurse practitioner as well. What she finds fulfilling about the medication management position is just getting to see people get better. She said it's very exciting to see them flourish. And she tells all of her clients that her favorite thing is when they don't need her anymore. She's excited that she gets to be a part of really good stories in people's lives. But then she also likes the follow ups that she sees at some point whenever they come back and they bring new clients for her to see. She said that it's very exciting to see the full circle. For her teaching position, she loves the curiosity that students have and she likes being able to teach them. She said it also helps keep her learning because sometimes they are asking questions in which medication itself just changes mental health. There's always something new that comes up that's a form of treatment or whatever. And so she said that it not only keeps her on her toes, but that she also gets to learn more as well. And it's challenging for her in that way. Challenges for the medication management position, she says, just working against the stigma. Mental health in general has such a stigma from the overall population, especially when you're working with perinatal and postpartum mental health. She said that medication use while pregnant or while breastfeeding is a big thing that she sees, and that most of the stigma from the medication use while pregnant or breastfeeding is coming from the actual OBs themselves, which she said is very disappointing to see that. Um, Also, just stigma from the community and from family and friends being diagnosed while pregnant or with a newborn with things such as anxiety or postpartum depression. They are kind of becoming more popular, but at the same time, she says that it's still very frowned upon by people. And so it's very challenging to work against that and make sure that all of her clients feel that they are, heard, validated, but that also that they know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel for them. The challenge with her teaching position is just helping students as they help their own clients and seeing their mental health struggles come up in there. She said that it's really challenging to try and explain to her students, that there's a lot that arises whenever you are listening to people's stories. Excuse me. When you're listening to people's stories and things come up that may trigger past traumas for yourself, helping students realize that and kind of work through that is a struggle for her as a teacher. Recommendations. She said that there is a huge need for compassionate, loving people in the mental health field. She said that she wants to make sure that people who are entering the mental health field in any capacity to just make sure that they're taking care of themselves. She told me that one of her favorite quotes is that you cannot fill someone else's cup if your own cup is empty. Even if you're halfway full with your own cup, she said that you're giving away so much that is required for yourself to just be able to help other people, and that you really cannot help someone else unless you are helping yourself. So she recommends that everybody prioritize self care in all aspects of life, but especially when you are helping others in the mental health field. She also wants to make sure that everybody knows it can be very difficult to sit with clients who have heartbreaking stories and be able to hold space for them while your own mental health battles may arise. Kind of similar to what she was, explaining with the students whenever she sees them go through that. She wants to make sure that everybody knows that when you enter such a delicate field, such as, helping others with their mental health, in which can be life or death situations at times, that you make sure that your own battles are taken care of, that you are either continually working on them or that you try your best to make sure that you are ready before you actually enter the profession, um, by dealing with some of your own traumas and such before. She said that your own experiences are also a great benefit in aiding others. Just make sure that you're dealing with your own emotions and traumas separately. She said the last thing that you really want is whenever you are trying to hold space for somebody and then you start reacting based off of your own specific, life experiences. That you want to be able to show them that you understand and that you really do, have a story of recovery for them, based off of your own testimony, but at the same time, just making sure that you're not bringing that into the situation in which she said sometimes can overshadow their personal problems. She said one of her professors at one point gave her a quote, and she kind of just sits with this, and she tells everybody that we are all in recovery for something. She said it's a lot of the time it's easy to think of yourself as a professional, in which you are, but it's also difficult for you to acknowledge sometimes that you yourself need attention and care and support. And so she said that really hit home for her. While completing this assignment, I learned that it is never too late to go back, to school and to chase your dreams. She graduated with her bachelor's degree once she was an adult and she already had her first child. And she practiced as an RN, while obtaining her master's degree. And then she decided later to go back for her doctorate. She graduated with her doctorate 8 years after she finished her master's degree, which it can take two if you're on the fast track. But she, decided to prioritize her own mental health and her children and her family as well. So taking breaks, along your education journey, and even working in the field itself to gain experience can be very beneficial. I also learned that ensuring that your own mental health is a priority before helping others is crucial. I hear a lot of the time, just I've worked in mental health for a few years. I was an MA in a mental health clinic for a few years, and you hear a lot of people stress the importance of self care. But for some reason, when she said that, it just kind of hit a different way for me, and it made me realize that it is vital, in order to hold space for clients and to prevent burnout for yourself. Again, this is a very life changing, challenging, emotional field that we're working in, and we all do have our own, mental health struggles, whether that be, something that comes up specifically with a client or just something that kind of sits in the background as an old trauma. But I think that all of it needs to be, um, prioritized in order to make sure that you can maintain healthy relationships and boundaries with your clients. Mental health field is always evolving and will continue, to need focused, kind-hearted professionals. And I think that that's where I feel like I fit in. I worked as a medical assistant for several years. I thought that nursing was my passion. And after working in the field for a while and seeing, everybody in the mental health clinics coming in, I participated in helping people with the transcranial magnetic stimulation, which was very, very rewarding experience to see the, evolution of them, as they came in very beaten down. Maintaining eye contact was a huge struggle for them. And just seeing them at the end of even just the 6 week mark, the change in them just kind of made me realize that I am not meant to just be the RN that I initially assumed that I was going to be. I need to be in mental health. I need to be helping people. And I think that listening to her just made me very excited about this field. I know that my minor right now is in addiction and recovery, and that will always hold a very dear place in my heart for my own family members that have struggled. But as a person who has gone through recovery for mental health disorder that is very debilitating at times, I definitely feel that this is where I fit in. So I'm excited to continue my education journey in this. And most of all, I'm just ready to help others. Thank you.